Center International Wrestling Cartel. And we're set to start with a qualifying matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening attraction of Accept No Limitations 5. It has a 20-minute time limit and it's one fall. Introducing first, making his way into the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 232 pounds, Logan Shulo.
At ringside, I am Joe Dombrowski, joined by Jay Worthington Farnsworth, set for a rubber match between two of IWC's young lions.
Who do we have going on here tonight, Joe?
Yo, tonight, Accept No Limitations, the suburban terrorist Logan Shulo in the final battle for Super Indy supremacy. Winner gets his spot in Super Indy 8. And, you know, I love the springboard. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do with the Super Indy tournament, to springboard me into awesomeness. So, Logan Shulo, you're no slouch, I'll give you credit. But tonight, I'm gonna add one more nickname to the list. And that's Mr. One Up. And it's not because I play too many video games like you might think. Or I do all the crazy stuff that you only see in video games. It's because anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, Jay Worthington, you want to talk about determination. You want to talk a young man that could set his career, springboard his career, so to speak, to the next level. You're talking about Michael Facade, his third meeting with Logan Shulo, and it's hard to deny either one of these men's credentials into a Super Indy spot.
And ladies and gentlemen, Logan Shulo's opponent in this Super Indy qualifying match, roaming the streets at night, creeping while you sleep, the plumber, Michael Facade.
Michael Facade's sign says Super Indy or die, and that may be exactly what he's willing to do to hit that level. Facade and Shulo have traded wins over the past several months. Jay Worthington Farnsworth, what are we going to look for from the Bomber tonight?
Well, he has now dubbed himself Mr. One Up. So, to be honest, I have no idea. We've seen him show very little regard for his own well-being to get wins before. We might be seeing a funeral. You never know.
Well, one man's Super Indy dreams will certainly meet their demise as far as this year is concerned, leading into Super Indy 8. Super Indy 8 coming this May.
And so this is a qualifier.
This is a qualifying matchup. Facade used to being frisked by authority figures. But what about the coming of age of Logan Shulo over the past several months? We've seen him take a lot of established veterans to their limit and beyond. He's picked up a couple of very impressive victories. If he can do it again, he's going to be springboarding himself into Super Indy 8. And we're talking about this. How does the dynamic change, Farnsworth, from a guy like a Facade or a Logan Shulo when you're wrestling someone like that to some of the names that have been talked about for Super Indy? Like a guy like Davey Richards, a guy like Too Cold Scorpio, a guy that qualified last month, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. How does a state of mind for a young kid differ when you have stakes and opposition like that?
Well, based upon the discussions I've had, honestly, it's sort of like everything just goes out the window. It becomes, oh!
Shoulders are down here with a bridge. Shulo reverses things. Both men trying to pick up a quick victory. Oklahoma rolled by the Bomber. Gets two as well as both men try to catch one another off guard.
Ultimately, it just becomes dealing with the butterflies and doing as best you can. Because honestly, your mindset has to be one match at a time. It's not, I'm going to win the Super Indy tournament. It's, I'm going to win this match.
Mind folks, Larry Sweeney tried to qualify for Super Indy last month, but he was defeated by the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. So you see the level of competition that unfortunately is not making the cut. It makes that spot that much more prestigious.
Exactly. It is the cream of the crop that makes it to this tournament.
We had a lot to talk about the next couple hours, Farnsworth. Jimmy DeMarco has some sort of major announcement here tonight, and that creeps me out. I don't even know what it is. Dennis Gregory has quit IWC. We got a lot of follow-up from that going on tonight. We have Elijah Burke making his debut, going one-on-one with Delirious, and so much more here within the next couple of hours. Accept No Limitations. We will have to here this evening for IWC action.
It has been a hectic time since Ric Flair showed up for us at what was the name of that show?
That would be A New Beginning Woo.
A New Beginning Woo.
And of course, we have to talk about the shocking betrayal, the favoritism, the bias showed by promoter Norm Connor surrounding the IWC heavyweight title and two of its top contenders, two of the top young lions. That's going to be a major story unfolding. Also, sexual harassment receiving an indecent proposal that did not involve Eric Ecstasy.
I have just as many questions as everyone here. I mean, admittedly, my question isn't where's my welfare check, but still, I have a ton of questions.
The question we're hoping to answer now is which of these men will hit the biggest stride of their career? Michael Facade has pinned the most prolific Super Indy champion in history, John McChesney. Facade is a former co-holder of the IWC tag team titles. Shulo hasn't had a title opportunity yet, but certainly has got to be in the running for any championship as Bobby Williams finds two on Facade's shoulders.
Well, Logan has been trained by some of the best. I mean, he was trained by how many time IWC champion Shirley Doe. He's received training from Hentai. He's been in the ring with the best of the best. And I saw him earlier talking over and getting some education from Chris Hero, who's here with us.
Absolutely true. Back suplex by Logan. Shulo takes a few seconds to get on top of the lateral press, though, draping the knee across the jaw of Facade for some extra leverage, but couldn't get it all. Logan Shulo, a tremendous upside. He's got great size. He's got great agility.
He's got great hair.
That as well, and we can't say that about really many of the announcers here tonight. Chuck's looking pretty dapper, though.
I would like to point out my quaff of excellence.
Shulo now in control of the suburban terrorist, and Facade trying to use that distance to quicken the pace. Couldn't snap the head scissors off the first time. Tried the second time. Check out the revolutions. That's some extra leverage as well, and Shulo's dizzy. To charge in to the outside. Facade able to catch himself and targeting the ribs of the much larger Shulo, springs in, heads towards him, but Shulo overpowers Facade face first, and this could be all if Shulo has enough to capitalize.
Dumped him right on his chest.
Shoulders down and 2.5.
Which is smart because a lot of the Bomber's offense comes from his quick skills and his ability to stick and move. You hurt someone's lungs and their ability to breathe, that's going to slow them down real quick.
And you got to keep in mind what Super Indy has done for so many careers over the past. It gave Super Hentai international prestige. It helped launch Colt Cabana and Chris Sabin to the national spotlight. You look at Delirious, you look at Xion McChesney, you look at Larry Sweeney, you look at Jerry Lynn, you look at all of these great athletes. Imagine just a couple of years into your career having your name added to that list.
It's an impressive thought, but it has to be something that they have to keep in the back of their head. They can't worry about getting added to that list. Right now, one of them has to worry about beating the other. That list is how many matches away.
Well, Shulo able to shut down Facade's attempt at again creating a head of steam. Facade's got a hit and run here. Shulo's got the more upper body power, and check that out, springboard with a martial arts style heel kick. This could be all 2-0. Facade said in his pre-match comments he wanted to not only springboard in the ring, but springboard the Super Indy success, and he almost did it right there.
He followed him in, and Logan wasn't paying attention to where his opponent was in the ring. And, a sit-out bridging war special.
Great agility here and great bridging and neck strength by Facade on Logan Shulo. Shulo's body is contorted. You can see the shoulders and the neck are contorted in the opposite way they're meant to go.
And Shulo, having the advantage of size, able to roll himself onto his back and eliminate some of the pressure.
5 minutes has elapsed in this match. 5 minutes.
Able to crawl over to the bottom rope to necessitate a break, but that's really difficult there. With the exception of Shulo's power, there's really not much of an escape for that. It pretty much paralyzes your head and neck and shoulders.
So he just said you want to see something crazy.
Well, Facade can do it, but Logan Shulo got the knees up. Countered the Arabian moonsault, and Logan Shulo sensed the opening, took it. Facade's driven down face first, out on his feet, and a straight boot to the side of the jaw. This could be all, but Shulo, dazed as well, couldn't get a full cover body on body.
He was lucky to fall into the pin that he got. He needs a little time to clear the cobwebs, but now he seems firmly in control.
And Shulo trying to clear the cobwebs now by cinching in that reverse chin lock, making Facade carry all of Shulo's body weight, while at the same time Shulo gets a breather. Bit of a split crowd here tonight, Barnes, but both guys in the ring have earned so much respect from this crowd. Facade with a quick jackknife pin for 2.
Some are chanting Bomber, some are chanting Logan, and
here. Facade got out of it, rolls up Shulo 2 and no. Facade took a rough spill, but it could have been so much worse had he not escaped the grasp of Logan Shulo.
He was able to leverage him down. And Shulo still not quite sure where he was there.
He signals for the Arashikage driver, but Shulo saw telegraph and counter. And Shulo just trying to trap Facade and kill the momentum right now, because the Arashikage driver, if Facade even could lift up the huge frame of Logan Shulo, that would have been all.
Have we seen him hit the Arashikage on Logan?
I don't believe we have. Don't quote me on that. Facade gets the elbow to the jaw. Gonna spring in. Check this out. Went for a
diving tackle.
Diving body block. Tried to go for the cover, and that's gonna near fall. Logan Shulo still alive as Facade pulls out the very innovative offense. Now what?
Yeah, it looks like he has loosened his belt and taking off his gi.
Well, Facade means business here. Facade's fired up. Certainly Facade, his upper body definition, nothing to sneeze at. But it's certainly tough in comparison to Logan Shulo. But Facade's going to take out the base of the larger Shulo. Tries to knot up the thigh muscle, and now hits the enziguri to the back of the head.
Trying to get him to sort of work that muscle, bend it down so that he had to step up for that enziguri.
Facade trying to take advantage of the low base. They got driven back in the neck first. Power bomb. Shulo, no near fall. Facade barely slips up the left shoulder.
And he dumped him squarely on his shoulders.
Second power bomb. Watch out here. That's ungodly upper body strength. And Facade trying to fight it. The Hurricane Rana can't budge the frame. But he escaped. Again, the bottom drops out for Logan Shulo. Facade, check out this pinning combination. Can he trap the shoulders? Shulo has no idea where he's going. And that did it. Michael Facade qualified.
Michael Facade.
And advancing to the Super Indy 8 tournament, Michael the Bomber Facade.
Well, he worked his way into a win, so the kids got the tournament to look forward to.
That's right, and with IWC management already tossing out names like Davey Richards, Too Cold Scorpio as possible entrants, and of course the qualifying we saw by Christopher Daniels, Michael Facade's going to have unequivocally the biggest night of his career this spring in Super Indy 8. It's a DVD you're not going to want to miss, a live event you're not going to want to miss, and it's a pivotal night for Michael the Bomber Facade's career.
Absolutely.
And Logan Shulo, you can see the look on his face now. I hope we have a shot of it. He knows he was just a half a step away. At times, a half a second away. But it just wasn't to be this year. But apparently this series of 3 has led to mutual respect, has led to appreciation. I have a feeling Logan Shulo will be fully supporting the Super Indy exploits of our suburban terrorist, Michael Facade, as the night of his life, just a couple months away.
It's our special student versus teacher match, set for one fall and a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, making his way around the ring. He hails from Hell's Canyon, Idaho, Jason Gory.
Former multiple-time co-holder of the IWC Tag Team title, former Super Indy champion as well, Jason Gory has been a pupil of Super Hentai since day one in this profession, but it seems a costly error that he has apparently made is going to result in some tough love. The man who held that championship for 51 weeks, and the man who spearheaded the movement to bring Super Indy back to prominence with Super Indy VIII this year. The man is the personification of what IWC's been known for. It is Super Hentai.
Absolutely right. No one better personifies the Super Indy tournament than Super Hentai. And he apparently has a little business he wants to take care of tonight. He feels that he apparently hasn't finished teaching the new face, Jason Gory, a lesson or two after their tag team attempt ended poorly at the last show.
That's right, it was a 10-man tag team matchup at a New Beginning Woo, one of the wildest things we've ever seen. Who can forget Farnsworth Hentai doing a moonsault off the top of this 15 or 20-foot balcony onto countless bodies below?
Well, I don't know, I wasn't here for that.
Oh, yeah, well, you scurried away when J-Rock showed up. That's right.
Hey, no one would give up their seat. I'm a gentleman.
So you gave it up one time, I understand.
I gave it up one time to J-Rock.
Well, someone has to. Jason Gory with a single leg trip on Super Hentai, but you were around. You did watch the matchup, as a journalist always does.
Well, yeah, but I was not out here at ringside.
But it seems that Super Hentai claims that he feels that the reason that Hentai's team lost that matchup was because of a costly error Jason Gory made. Now, I haven't had a chance to talk to Hentai. You know Hentai very well, Farnsworth. He's very focused. He's very intense. He's in the zone before a matchup. So I did not have a chance to pick his brain and figure out exactly why this lesson's taking place. Do you have any hot news on that?
No. He was all business backstage. Very intense, very focused. I mean, he was pleasant, he was fine. It's not like he was smashing stuff, as I've seen him do. But, yeah, didn't really want to talk about anything. It was anytime I asked him something, it was a short and sweet answer, and then he was on to whatever else he was doing.
Well, we've known Hentai's reputation not only in the ring, but outside of the ring for so many years. With the exception of a couple of years, he was a mentor, a leader, a role model for the entire IWC roster, and certainly Jason Gory is a big-time part of that.
Well, ask anyone in the locker room, and Hentai has a huge reputation back there. He is known as a figurehead around here, and someone that not only teaches, but just someone that's respected here. It's in essence, he's almost a locker room leader. Everyone knows him, everyone respects him. If they have a question about what they want to accomplish or a move they want to try out, they go to Hentai, or Super Hentai, I should say. And I want to take this opportunity to point out all the little people that never get the praise that they should. We got DH Video recording this for us. Tony doing a great job. We have Jake up in the crow's nest doing the spotlight. Always a grand job by Jake.
And we have Hentai up on the apron now. Jason Gory hanging over the garter. And Hentai launches himself with a leg drop. Right across the back and the spine of Jason Gory. I don't know what lesson Hentai is trying to teach, but I think he just succeeded.
Apparently it's how to poop out your kidneys. Good Lord.
And you gotta believe Farnsworth, and we really haven't touched on this, you gotta believe Super Hentai, whatever he's trying to teach Jason Gory, it's trying to legitimately better Jason Gory. I don't think there's any maliciousness behind this.
Oh, there might be a little bit of maliciousness to it, but it's definitely a lesson. It's not just for his own enjoyment, or not totally.
Diving shoulder tackle, near fall situation. Hentai didn't try to hook a leg. That leads me to believe he's not done yet.
No, I think that was just a sort of test. Have you learned the lesson yet, Jason?
Well, for the second time tonight, Farnsworth, we had a split crowd. Again, you can't blame him. How can you not respect Super Hentai? But at the same time, Jason Gory's reputation speaks for itself. Years and years of high risks of his own.
Very true. You know, by my count, there are 3 people currently in the IWC locker room.
Let's check this out here. Gory dives with a cross body. Lateral press hooks the leg for 2.
There are 3 people capable of having the Triple Crown here in IWC still left. 2 of them are fighting in the ring right now.
Jason Gory slams Hentai. Hentai packs a lot of size and a lot of muscle for such a smaller frame. But Gory quickening the pace here. Cover 2 and no. A quicker pace, you got to believe, would favor Gory, who's probably carrying perhaps 10, 15 less pounds of body weight than Hentai.
Sorry, I'm wrong. There are 4 people by my count.
Jason Gory. Going for forearms, not something you want to do. You don't want to trade strikes with Super Hentai.
Not at all. We always talk about pound for pound so strong.
Gory springs back in with the feet right to the lower back.
A Tiger Feign kick.
The Hurricane Rana, nice vertical leap and agility. Hentai dropping the back of his head. This could be all 2 and no.
But yeah, Super Hentai has hey, he's got some guns on him. He knows how to lay in a chop, throw a lifter like no one's business. You know, he was taught the lifter by Dory Funk Jr. And if anyone can throw a European uppercut, it's Dory.
Very true. Future WWE Hall of Famer Dory Funk Jr. as Super Hentai. Matching Gory right now. Went for the jumping back elbow, but nobody home. Hentai mid-air meets Gory with a drop kick. Beautifully done as Gory is taken down, and Hentai trying to build some respect, trying to build some momentum for Super Indy 8, which you gotta believe he would love to regain prominence there. I'm not sure if Hentai's officially involved. He was told he'll have to qualify, but you gotta believe it may just be a formality before Super Hentai's right back at home.
You have to believe that he's going to be in this tournament. Who's going to hold Super Hentai back from this tournament?
They took AJ Styles as well as outside interference from Raven of all people to end Hentai's Super Indy title reign. What could it take? And Hentai with a vicious headbutt and another vicious forearm uppercut. Hentai is on a mission here. I don't know what Jason Gory did wrong in that tag match, but I don't think he's ever going to do anything ever again like it.
Yeah, I'm saying he's learning a lesson. Oh, triple knees!
The double palm strike connects as well. Is this going to be all? Hentai looks ready to finish this off, but no, Gory kicks out.
I guarantee tomorrow Jason Gory's going to have 3 bruises right on his chest. That had to hurt.
Give credit to Gory, though. We've talked about and seen firsthand his pain threshold over the years, and kicking out from Super Hentai's offense is nothing to laugh at.
I've heard the phrase double tough, but I think he might actually be triple tough.
QAS! The QAS leads to 2.5.
And he got his weight right over the center of Hentai and had it locked in perfect.
And a win by Gory would certainly wake up IWC management in regard to a Super Indy opportunity, whether it be tournament or a title shot afterwards. Gory only held the Super Indy title for about an hour, and you know he'd crave to get that thing back again.
He'd love to have it again. Oh!
Swanton, nobody home. Hentai had it scouted.
I thought that was going to be a super fly.
5 minutes has elapsed in this match. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chuck. I thought that was going to be a super fly splash, and all of a sudden he started turning. I thought he might break his neck.
Look out. Hentai. Submission attempt
Oh!
here. Is this a variation of the Iron Maiden, Hentai's old submission?
Oh, and he taps him out.
That's it.
And he held him in it just for good measure.
Your winner by submission, Super Hentai!
I believe a variation of Hentai's Iron Maiden submission hold that we haven't seen in many, many years, and it's clear to me far and forth Hentai may have taught Jason Gory all Jason Gory knows, but not everything that Super Hentai knows.
Very true.
And this is added momentum for Super Indy 8. Hentai would love to be the man hoisted upon the shoulders of his peers one more time. Hentai took that belt, that championship, to international fame. You saw motion toward it a moment ago. What could happen if Hentai gets another clear-cut shot at the goal?
Can you hear me? That's what I'm talking about. How you feeling, Elizabeth? How you feeling, Elizabeth? Look at you guys. I'm right back here. You're out there. How you feeling, Elizabeth? That's what I'm talking about. You know, a lot's changed with me. A lot is different with Larry Sweeney. There's no need for the sunglasses anymore because I'm not covering anything up. You understand? A lot has changed. And this belt that I wear around my waist, I don't care what you think about it. I don't care if you think it's real to you. Or any organization that's out there, it's real to me. And I'm a champion. And I treat myself like a champion. When I flew to Pittsburgh today from Chicago, my hometown, Larry Sweeney's from Redondo Beach. I live in Chicago, that's my hometown. And I flew to Pittsburgh today, and I was checking it on the computer. I said, do you want to upgrade for first class? And for the first time I say yes. First class. All the way. All the way, all the way, baby, because this is real, this is legit, this is my job, this is my life. My name is Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney, and Shiima Xion, you are a great wrestler, you have great matches together, and I can't wait to do it again. Some of your fans out there, some of you I like, and some of your fans I don't like, and I'm not going to waste my time with you, and you know who you are. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do my job, and when all is said and done, I will leave no doubt that Larry Sweeney can take it, and I can dish it out. I'm done.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, set for one fall, has a 20-minute time limit. If Larry Sweeney wins, he advances to the Super Indy 8 tournament. If Shiima Xion wins, he gets a championship title return match.
Big time stakes in this matchup, as we just heard from Chuck Roberts, and it seems that both men have a additional monkey wrench than they expected. The championship implications on the line, and a hell of an entrance we're about to see here.
I can only imagine.
Introducing to you first, weighing in at 215 pounds, he is the ICWA Texarkana Television Champion from Redondo Beach, California. He's the sweet and sour one, Larry Sweeney.
Larry Sweeney brought himself some friends. Sweeney is certainly living the lavish superstar life more than ever. Narrowly defeated by the surprise appearance of the fallen angel Christopher Daniels a month ago, Sweeney has another shot at getting into Super Indy 8 if he can defeat Shiima Xion and fulfill Norm Connor's dreams and hopes of keeping Shiima away from the IWC heavyweight title. Sweeney basically Norm Connor's hired gun in this match.
But, you know, that's all well and good, but let's talk about what's important. Apparently, Sweet and Sour couldn't decide if he wanted a blonde or a brunette, so he got both.
Sweeney, of course, holding the ICW, ICWA, Texarkana TV title. He said it's real to him, and that's important. But there's nothing like being IWC Super Indy Champion, where Sweeney's been twice.
Very true.
I'm in a bit of awe of Farnsworth. I won't deny it. I don't think these young ladies will help Sweeney win the matchup, but certainly a bit of a motivating factor.
Absolutely. If you want to be a champ,
Farnsworth,
yourself like a champ.
Your jaw's been dropped open for about a minute and a half.
Oh, nonsense. I'm just saying my little black book has chapters.
We got a lot to talk about. We got chapters to discuss as far as the Shiima Xion situation goes. Let's go backstage.
Okay.
Shiima, 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 Shiima.
You know, a lot's happened over the last few months, and I've been pretty quiet about it. You know, everything from Rowe to Ricky Reyes turning their back on me. Norm Connor's screwing me out of the IWC title. And now I got to wrestle Larry Sweeney with a stipulation that I must defeat him just to get a rematch. You know, I don't know why I can't get a fair shake anymore. I've been with this company since I was 16 years old. I try my best.
Hey, Shiima, listen to me, son. You've been with this company since you're 16? Boo-hoo, I got problems, bitch.
I try my best, you know, Sweeney, please, if you let me finish. I try my best to have great matches. I try my best to entertain each and every one of you. So Norm Connors, I earned my way to that heavyweight title. So who are you to say that I wasn't groomed for that title? And more importantly, who are you to say that I didn't deserve that title?
You're too small for that title.
You know, Norm, you can form these alliances with Rowe and Shane Taylor. But you're not here tonight, so I wanted to remind you that you're not the only one in IWC with power. And tonight, I formed an alliance of my own. It's a shame you're not here tonight, Norm. And I wasn't even going to bring this up, but tonight is probably the last time that any of you will see Shiima Xion in this building for a pretty long time. So I was hoping on my last night here in IWC that I'd be able to get my hands on that fat bastard Norm Connors, but since he didn't show up, I promise you, Norm, I want you to watch this on DVD. I promise you, before this night is over, I will get my hands on Rowe. And there's nothing you can do about it, and nothing anybody can do to stop it.
Well, now that covered a lot of ground. There have been rumors flying that Shiima Xion was understandably, justifiably not happy over being screwed by Norm Connors out of the IWC heavyweight title. There have been rumors that Shiima's been in negotiations with other organizations. So with Shiima still clamoring for a title shot, still trying to earn it, and Norm Connors not here, anything can happen tonight. Shiima Xion won a 16-man, 2-day tournament to capture the IWC Heavyweight Championship. And then Norm Connors, the promoter, has the gall to come out here and say Shiima didn't earn it and didn't deserve it. That, quite frankly, is BS. Shiima Xion is every bit as deserving as anybody else that's worn that belt, if not more so. Shiima got a raw deal because he doesn't fit Norm Connors' image as champion, but you can't hold down good talent.
Very true. And Shiima had asked me to keep it quiet, but he brought it up. he has been in negotiations with other promotions, some of them pretty major promotions around the world, and he said at this point he has no intention of continuing here in IWC. I think he's here tonight more out of anger and frustration and a wish to sort of get some revenge, show some people that he was worthy than anything else.
Well, there's one man we can blame for Shiima Xion not wanting to be here anymore, and that's Norm Connors. You know, I've watched Shiima Xion grow up in this company since age 16. I called his first match here. Hell, I may be calling his last match here in not too long a time. But Shiima Xion has worked just as hard, if not harder than anybody. Look about what he's come from. Not just in his appearance, his upper body conditioning, his ring ability, traveling all over the world, being one of the most widely respected athletes anywhere. And Norm Connors is going to say he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve a championship. He earned it to beat 4 people.
I don't understand Norm's logic. I don't understand why Norm did what he did. It's his name on the check. If he wants to start stripping people, whether I like it or not, he has the ability to do it.
Well, as long as they work here, and Shiima's just going to take his services elsewhere. And it's not good business if you drive a 22-year-old young talent out of this company before he even hits his prime.
Especially a talent that was essentially born and raised out of this company. I mean, you said you called his first match. I watched him train. I've known Shiima for as long as I've been around IWC.
Oh, and no respect by Sweeney, no sympathy from Sweeney, who you gotta believe is getting a little bit of an extra bonus in his pocketbook if he defeats Shiima Xion. Norm Connors helped Ray Rowe win the championship, hit Shiima in the head with a hammer. I like Ray Rowe. I think he's a hell of a talent. But if he's really the baddest man in IWC, you shouldn't need the boss's help.
Well, he might not have needed the boss's help. We don't know how that was going to end.
Well, that's a very true statement. But however, I think the fans would have loved to see Ray Rowe do it. That's not good. Sweeney causing problems here.
Gone.
Kick him out! Kick him out! I'm not gonna get the ring out!
Well, Larry Sweeney having some issues with a fan here at ringside. And we certainly apologize for that disturbance. But that's what Larry Sweeney does. He gets under your skin, he manipulates your emotions, and the end result is usually a mind game. And Sweeney played that guy like a fool, got him thrown out. That must have been one of the fans Sweeney was talking about not liking.
That guy is lucky to be walking. Normally, if anyone's listening, and if you're ever going to listen to my advice, listen to this one thing. Don't touch a wrestler. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. You have no idea what the person who's laying their hands on you is planning on doing. Larry Sweeney had no idea if that guy may have been looking to pop him and pull a knife. Had no idea if he just wanted to prove if he was tough. Every wrestler is going to react the same way. This person is a threat to my well-being, and you're going to get your teeth knocked out.
And while we certainly encourage fan participation, we encourage you to be loud, to be lively, boisterous, bring your signs. You do not cross the line. You do not jump the rail. You do not physically contact a wrestler.
Do not make it physical,
but
please.
Let's get this back on the matter at hand. It's Shiima Xion and Larry Sweeney. If Shiima Xion wins, he gets the championship match that he should be getting regardless. And if Sweeney wins, he gets the spot in Super Indy 8 he was narrowly defeated for by Christopher Daniels. And you can see the up intensity on Larry Sweeney. And you know that Norm Connors, who ain't even here, and that's another problem we have, he's the boss, why isn't he here? Be that as it may, he sent Larry Sweeney to rob Shiima Xion of his rightful opportunity. And Sweeney attempting a vertical super doorbuster, double A style, by the most charismatic showman in IWC history. And we have a cover here, and only kind of one.
I am impressed that Sweeney's able to stay focused and keep his mind on Shiima after that. And you can tell that he's looking to take a little aggression out now after what just happened.
That's the mark of a true great competitor, and he knows what's on the line. Does Sweeney? But what about Shiima Xion's promise, Farnsworth? He said one way or another he's going to get his hands on Ray Rowe tonight. And I don't know if I've heard anybody willingly make those claims. Ray Rowe's a guy you don't usually want to mess with, but Shiima Xion clearly, thanks to Norm Connors, has been pushed to another level we don't normally see.
Shiima Xion has something to prove. He essentially, his essence as a wrestler was challenged. If you're not trying to be the champion, why are you in this? And if someone's saying you're not fit to be a champion, then you have to stand up to that challenge.
Well, now we got Larry Sweeney causing problems with the official here. Keep in mind, if Sweeney's disqualified, Sweeney is not in Super Indy, and Shiima Xion does get a return match with Ray Rowe, so that won't do anybody any favors as far as the boss is concerned. Gut-wrench suplex, nicely done by Sweeney. And Sweeney has done a great job of grounding Shiima and wrestling a Larry Sweeney type matchup as the Texarkana TV champion hopes to have dual gold once again in a couple of months. Just imagine, I mean, you know, Farnsworth, you've seen the past few months Norm Connors commit a couple shady calls, a couple suspicious activities. We talked about the Irish Airborne match a couple months ago. There always seemed like there might be something up. But to go as far as to hit one of your employees with a hammer, imagine how Shiima Xion feels. The guy that pays him, the guy that gave him this opportunity, thinks so little of him that he struck him in the head with a blunt object.
And frankly, a pretty little hammer. If I am someone in the shape that Norm's in, and I'm gonna hit someone that's in the shape that Shima's in, I'm hitting him with a much bigger hammer to make sure he's not coming back after me.
Well, when you got Ray Rowe by your side, certainly you don't exactly need all that force. But I'll tell you what Larry Sweeney does need, and keep his eye on the ball here, because both these men have a huge, huge matchup, and there have been, we got to touch on it, a lot of rumors that Shiima Xion may in fact be wrestling for IWC in his last night. Certainly if he wins this matchup and gets a shot at Ray Rowe, he's going to have to weigh his opportunities, one would think, but Shiima Xion has made it clear he's not happy here. He's disgruntled.
And he has an absolute right to feel that way. I mean, it's not like this is something he made up in his head.
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
Well, look at the youth movement these past few years, Farnsworth. Guys like Shiima Xion, Jimmy DeMarco especially, they don't fit the mold of what you'd like to build your company around as far as personalities. Shiima Xion's always had a little bit of an ego, the model attitude. He's always had a little bit of a wild lifestyle. Jimmy DeMarco is just bat-you-know-what crazy. So I can understand Norm Connor's hesitation, but they earned their spot. They were in the finals, and again, DeMarco's another guy I've watched grow up since day one. I was so proud to see them in that opportunity, in that final round. But for Norm to be disgusted by it, that's not appreciating the guys that have helped build your company for you.
That's very true, and if that's the business decision that Norm wants to make, that's a hell of a way to make it, frankly.
Well, it's bad business as far as I'm concerned. There may be a lot of guys that won't stick around here long. Shiima may not stick around in this ring very long. He may be out of it. He's losing consciousness. Sweeney cranking in on that side headlock, and Shima's got no leverage to get out. Near fall, those shoulders are down. That's a pinning combination if the shoulders remain down for 3 seconds.
And Larry Sweeney not happy with the counting ability.
Oh, what is this?
Referee
Bobby Williams. Who's being physically threatened, and of course, what's the official going to do about it? Norm Connors has sent Larry Sweeney to do a mission. If Williams disqualifies Sweeney, Bobby Williams might get fired.
Yeah, good point.
And Sweeney's more than capable of carrying out any mission at all.
And referee Bobby Williams doesn't want to risk that, this being his first night in the company and all.
Oh, shut up. He's a senior referee.
Get the hell out of here.
I'd like to. Shiima Xion with a jawbreaker. Great counter. The sweet and sour one on the outside.
may ruin Sweeney's pearly whites. Uh-oh.
They ruin a lot more. Run for a dive, but Sweeney, presence of mind, able to shut Shiima down.
A good forearm. Yeah, why get out of the way when you can just swat him out of the air, you know?
That gives Sweeney some breathing room here. You gotta wonder how Rowe feels. Rowe, we always thought he just cared about violence. He just cared about pain. But now he's embracing the help from the boardroom, the help from the office. And that's not the Rowe we thought we knew. That's not the fighter and the warrior we thought we knew. But Shiima Xion is fighting back from odds that he didn't know he had originally. His guaranteed rematch clause, he now has to fight for against one of the best we've ever seen in Larry Sweeney. And Shiima gonna charge, but a lot taken out of him, couldn't get in quick enough.
Well, you know, I've complained about Norm running loose with his contracts for years, but no one listened.
There's a variation of the Crystal Pistol by Shiima Xion, but Sweeney is in the ropes. He's got a death grip on the bottom rope.
Smart.
Shiima breaks the grasp, and
it bought him enough time.
That's right. That momentary lapse, it took Shiima to get Sweeney away from the bottom rope. May have saved Sweeney in this match and saved Sweeney's hopes for Super Indy, and now just blatantly going to the eyes. And keep in mind, these men have met in high-stakes matches before, Farnsworth. This is a rematch of the finals of Super Indy 6.
Oh, very true. Very, very true. And Sweeney just lighting into him with those fists.
It was Sweeney's night 2 years ago. Will history repeat itself? Will Shiima be screwed out of the championship? His boss wants him nowhere near. A couple of near falls. And you gotta wonder, Farnsworth, Norm doesn't want Shiima with the championship, but he'll put Larry Sweeney in Super Indy 8. It seems to be a bit of a contradiction there. Larry Sweeney is just as flashy, just as cocky, and just as flamboyant as Shiima Xion, if not more so.
Same size, generally. Yeah. Well, maybe he's figuring let's use Sweeney to get the job done, and then he has plans for Super Indy. I mean, Lord knows he's run roughshod through contracts before.
Who knows anymore? What happened to athletic competition in the ring? What happened to that? Wait a second. Sunset flip by Shiima. Sweeney traps the legs near fall.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
Oh, come on now. Well, good for Bobby Williams fighting for his life out there, trying to assert his authority. Sweeney's losing his rabbit-ass mind. This is ridiculous.
He needs to pay attention to the man he's in the ring with. And winning a fight against Bobby Williams isn't going to do anything.
Sweeney should have been disqualified, but again, I'm sure Norm Connors has made severe threats, and now we got Rowe's army out here, Rowe and Shane Taylor. Oh! What is that?
Was that CJ Sensation?
He just got his job back a month ago, and I guess he's rewarding Norm for it. Is that what it is?
He's known Norm for a while as well.
Since age 14, he was setting up rings for Norm, and now he's gone from a rebel back to another butt kisser. Does this Sensation guy have no middle ground, for crying out loud? And Rowe and Shane Taylor are the most intimidating twosome that I've ever seen in this company. It's taken 4 or 5 guys to defeat Shiima Xion. One of them happens to be the owner, like a puppet master from 4 hours away manipulating this. Oh! And there's the 12 large elbow, and that's going to do it for Shiima Xion. What the hell is that?
And Rowe.
Your winner and qualifying for the Super Indy 8 tournament, Sweetened Summer, Larry Sweeney.
Well, Sweeney qualifies, and certainly under normal circumstances, Sweeney deserves it as much as anybody. But CJ Sensation, Rowe, Shane Taylor, an intimidated referee, and Norm Connors pulling the strings, all to screw Shiima Xion. And why? Why?
Well, I just want to point out that Rowe shows his influence in the company. He had to do nothing more than walk down the ramp, and Shiima Xion was fixed right there on him. But didn't pay attention to who was in the ring, didn't pay attention to anything else.
Well, Shiima should be wrestling Rowe tonight. Shiima wants Rowe tonight. He's promised to get him tonight, as scary as that sounds for all of us. but Shiima Xion is not going to get a championship match. That's what this match was about.
And Sweeney and Shiima showing respect to each other.
Shiima has lost his rightful rematch, and it sucks.
It absolutely does.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and Norm Connors just wants to manipulate young men's lives just for the stroke of it.
And this is the last match of Shiima Xion. You people should be clapping.
If this is indeed the last stand of Shiima Xion in IWC, it's been a hell of a ride. It's been a pleasure to be a small part of.
Let's hear it for the man who rightfully deserves a shot at that title, although Norm won't give it to him. Let's hear it for Shiima Xion. Come on, fans.
I'm not exactly sure where Shiima Xion's future will lead, if it'll involve us at all, but we wish him all the best. We're very sympathetic and apologetic that he got such a bum deal. It sucks. He deserves better. Shiima's a great friend, a great athlete, and we hope that wherever he ends up, he finds happiness and all the success and a hell of a career. And I have no doubt that's exactly what's going to happen.
Absolutely, and I hope someone teaches him how to get a better hairdo.
Norm, be proud of yourself. Be proud.
It's a non-title match and a qualifier for the Super Indy Championship Tournament. Introducing to you first, from the edge of sanity, escorted to the ring by the hungry Daisy Hayes, he is the Super Indy Champion, Delirious.
Well, we're going to regroup here after literally an emotional roller coaster of a segment into another major matchup. This is not a championship matchup, to my knowledge. However, it is going to be one of IWC's best against an IWC debut. And what about what happened with Delirious at a New Beginning Woo mixed tag match against Sami Callihan and the Scream Queen, Daphne? Sami Callihan, that gutless coward, snuck up on Daisy Hayes, suplexed her onto her head, and pinned her. That's no way to be proud of a victory.
Hey, if she didn't want dumped on her head, she shouldn't have gotten in the ring with Sami Callihan.
But Sami Callihan couldn't face a 120-pound woman face-to-face.
Well, then she should have turned around.
That's
I'm
disgusting.
saying if you're in the ring with Daphne and Sami Callihan, who are you keeping an eye on? At least as far as getting hurt.
Keep an eye on all of them, quite frankly. Set for the IWC debut of the former leader of a supposed new breed and the silver-tongued pugilist.
Making his IWC debut, he is the Pope of professional wrestling. He is the leader of the new breed. He is the president, CEO, and chairman of the ElijahExpress.com. From Jacksonville, Florida, weighing at 230 pounds, Elijah Burke.
The Pope of Pro Wrestling, certainly not to be confused with the Pope of Growth, which is someone else entirely. But Elijah Burke has a time-tested record of being involved in many physical situations. A former law enforcement officer in his home in Jacksonville, Florida. A former amateur boxer where he racked up a very impressive record of 98-1. Elijah Burke takes that educated hand, so to speak, and takes it into the pro wrestling ring to help his style. We've seen him on national and international television. We've seen him on the Sci-Fi Network, but now he's in IWC looking to face one of our absolute best.
And this is a Super Indy match, am I correct?
Well, we have to get clarification with Chuck Roberts. I don't believe it is.
I could be wrong. I mean, to be honest, I don't get the updates anymore, so mail's been kind of slow.
Well, according to our TonyFDHvideos.com graphic, it does not state it's a Super Indy title match.
All right.
So Elijah Burke will have to earn his way. Deservingly earn his way, unlike Shiima Xion, who was shafted. That's another story.
PA, how are we tonight? The black folk, you better believe it, brother. Somebody finally had enough sense to bring the experience here, huh? Here at IWC, right? Well, make no mistake about it, it is my distinct honor and privilege, and just to be honest, I am psyched to be here tonight.
Apparently he doesn't know these morons.
The great champion, Super Indy heavyweight champion of IWC, Delirious. Yeah? And
He's in his trance already.
funny thing, I want to apologize for this little weak job here, because as I was back there taping and getting ready to write my 4-up, some idiot decided to hit Larry Sweeney. And I received a phone call from my boy Callie. Y'all know him, he's considered the whore here, I guess. And he wanted to know how your neck was doing. And apparently, I had a misconception, because when he said he wanted to know how your neck was doing, I was under the impression that you were on your knees. I guess every now and then the daisy does pop up here in this hellhole, Pennsylvania, right? And I gotta tell you, from the looks of things, I don't want a daisy, I want a dandelion. And let me assure you that if any one of you low-life scoundrels decide that you want to get over this rail and put your hands on me, I'm begging you, please do it. Please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please.
Ignore the begging, fans. Please don't touch the talent. Especially if they have a 98-1 record in boxing.
Yes.
If I have to explain that to you, then you're even dumber than I thought that you were. And I think you're pretty dumb.
But of course, Elijah Burke, referencing what we talked about a moment ago, Sami Callihan dropping daisies on her neck. There will be a day of retribution for Sami Callihan. You have to believe it. Sami Callihan's got a lot of bad karma coming his way.
He might, but he's got a win in the column there. So,
but at what cost?
Yeah, well,
with the frame of mind Delirious is going to be in, and you got to wonder what Delirious's focus is going to be. I think he's focused now, but is he focused on Elijah Burke? Is he focused on tracking down Sami Callihan?
Is he focused on the wall behind him? I mean, Lord only knows what's going through Delirious's weird little head.
The crowd is chanting some indistinguishable grunt. Gotta wonder how Elijah Burke is gonna feel about that as he leads into this matchup. And Burke. Teasing Stephen Coulter, a referee. And Burke. Well, let's not get too friendly now. We have enough of that around here, Mr. Burke. Let's not deviate into that line of thinking. But you see Elijah Burke's wrist tape he referenced a moment ago. Are you okay, Farnsworth? You got kind of quiet after that.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I was psyching myself up like Delirious does. Except I don't run around and drool.
Elijah Burke has 4 up written on his knuckle. That means 4 knuckles upside your head. Of course, referencing that amateur boxing experience. And now what?
Go get the paramedics, the men having a seizure.
It's not having a seizure. It's all like, trust me. It's
If you're scoring on points, that would be Delirious 1, Elijah Burke nothing. Burke not used to Delirious' psychological tactics.
I've seen it for years, and I'm still not used to it.
Elijah Burke trained in Ohio Valley Wrestling by a lot of great athletes, but I don't think even the crazed Al Snow did anything like Delirious does. Now we have two contrasting styles here. Elijah Burke is the very serious athlete who certainly can wrestle you to the ground. He can punch you, out-punch you. Delirious is going to be mental game. It's going to be psychological tactics. But again, where is Delirious' frame of mind? Daisy A seems to be okay, but you can't really grade the psychological damage on appearance. Delirious wants Sami Callihan. But credit to Delirious, he's always in his own unique way focused, and that's what he is right now with Elijah Burke. Elijah Burke, totally off his game.
And credit to Delirious, I think that might have been English.
Sort of.
I swear he said he pulled my tights in English.
And Elijah Burke has competed with a lot of very interesting characters through the years. Sabu, the Sandman. He shared some locker rooms with the Boogeyman. He's had a lot of interesting entities in his life. But again, nobody like Delirious.
Yeah, because there is nobody like Delirious.
Even Delirious isn't like Delirious.
Yeah, from show to show, you're right.
Elijah Burke hoping to do what so many men have done in the past. Defeat the Super Indy champion, earn a championship opportunity, and become a staple of the IWC roster. That's how Delirious became a full-time part of this roster when he won, I believe, Super Indy VIII.
Defeating Troy Lords?
That's right.
Look at me remembering things.
Making him pass out of all things. Elijah Burke channeling the Tasmanian Devil to attempt to communicate with Delirious, but Delirious is thinking, what's wrong with this guy?
Oh, I didn't catch all that.
Well, how will Burke respond in this verbal debate?
Oh!
Well, I hope Elijah Burke didn't say, I'm going to kick you, because that would have been a bad idea.
Yep.
And he paid for it right down to the back of the neck.
And Delirious with 2 single-leg takedowns.
So double leg takedown.
Yeah, well, kinda, except he did it one at a time, so.
When you're Delirious, you can get away with that. Delirious not intimidated thus far, Farnsworth.
No, not yet.
And again, you don't see anything like this in the boxing ring. You don't see anything like this anywhere.
Well, you know, I was going to say, you know, beneath all the weird mind games and, you know, lizard-type stuff, there really is a very accomplished, very technically skilled wrestler there with Delirious. But to be honest, it's more once you get past all that wrestling, there really is a weird lizard guy with Delirious.
2-time Super Indy champion, including current champion. Delirious, unorthodox maneuver there to trip up Burke. And not really going for pain.
No, he's
completely throwing Burke off his game now with the arm drag takedown.
He was actually pointing and laughing there at one point.
As Delirious' personal interpreter and translator Daisy Hayes looks on from ringside, very tough in her own right. Delirious blatantly pulling the ample hair of Elijah Burke, I believe, but Stephen Coulter not detecting it.
Hasn't seen it yet. And bully for Delirious for figuring out how to hide it.
I suppose so.
It's not illegal until you get caught. You may not know that.
Well, I've heard that once or twice. Elijah Burke may differ with that point of attack. Elijah backs Delirious up into the corner. We do not get a clean break. Elijah drives the knee to the midsection. Elijah just wants a straight, serious wrestling match here. Elijah wants to get back into his groove, into his game. Drops the elbow on top of Delirious. He's going to do it one more time. And he did. But he may have hurt himself. Elijah with a scoop slam. And notice how the tone of the match has changed since Elijah Burke has taken over.
Very true. Elijah Burke, while certainly showing a certain sense of humor and trying to play a little mind game, I think he's quickly abandoned that and gone just for the purely physical.
No, he tried to out Delirious, and that's a big time mistake. Fist drop, countered into the arm drag. Delirious, just like that, back on top. Delirious waited for his opening and capitalized.
Many have tried to out Delirious, few have succeeded. In fact, the only person who's done it successfully is actually Delirious. So,
5 minutes gone by, 5 minutes.
We've seen Larry Sweeney try, we've seen Eric Young try, but none have been successful. Elijah Burke may get added to that list. Burke drops the point of the elbow in between the shoulder blades.
And you hear the crowd chanting, "Bah!" Because they're all a bunch of stupid sheep.
No, that means go Delirious, go, I think.
Oh, but they don't know parcel tongue.
Follow through clothesline by Delirious. And it's time to count along with Delirious. They only got to half before Burke attempted the inverted atomic drop. But Delirious back with a side kick.
Elijah Burke taking a breather out at the ringside here.
A much needed breather from the silver-tongued pugilist. Burke's got to get his head back in the game because I don't think anything he's expected or planned has gone off without a hitch.
No, not at all, which is often the case with Delirious.
Well, Delirious trying to follow Burke. The referee, oh, wait a second now, he's got Daisy Hayes. Don't do that. What, did Sammy Callahan tell you to do this, Elijah?
And Delirious, that never goes well.
Not at all.
Oh!
But I think Burke has figured out the one way you can get Delirious off his game. And unfortunately, it involved manhandling a woman.
Right? He threw her into Delirious, and then while Delirious was making sure she was okay, Burke took advantage. That's the thing with bringing someone to the ring with you. Ultimately, you're responsible for their well-being.
Delirious dropped small and back first across the edge of that solid steel ring post, and that just drives right into your spine, Fun.
Have you ever lifted one of those up? Have you ever
I've attempted to. It hasn't worked that well.
They're heavy. They're solid. They're heavy. You may as well be getting hit with a bat.
And Burke is now going to target the weak point he's created, the small of the back. Driving through, we talked about Elijah Burke's striking game. Forearm certainly almost as good as a punch in this instance. And taunting Delirious as well. Elijah Burke, credit to his cunningness, made an opening with Daisy Hayes, and Delirious tries to battle his way free. But Elijah Burke now, gut wrench, German suplex, Burke gonna hang on.
And a real high elevation on that.
And a second time, Elijah Burke showing great upper body strength. Delirious is north of 200 pounds, and Burke lifted him overhead twice, tried to go a third time, but Delirious countered out. Block. Into an STO-like takedown.
Yeah, sort of an STO / clothesline.
Almost a variation of the Elijah experience, and that almost did it. A variation of the Elijah experience nearly ends.
10 minutes has elapsed in this bout. 10 minutes.
Nearly ends Delirious' night here tonight at the Court Time Sports Center. And now Burke drives the knee between the shoulder blades, cranks back with the chin lock.
And really, I think the best thing you can do when fighting Delirious is just keep him still. Because Lord only knows what he'll do if you don't. Maybe he'll beat you up, maybe he'll wrestle you, maybe he'll lick you.
Delirious breaks the hold, but telegraphed the back body drop. Elijah Burke, 4 knuckles upside the jaw of Delirious. And a follow through, all the body weight across the back of the neck of Delirious. This could be all here. Elijah Burke picks up a big win, and near fall.
Good pin by Elijah Burke, but Delirious still has enough fuel left in the tank to kick out.
Burke with a knee between the shoulder blades and now stretching away on the arms. targeting a different point of the body, but still trying to calm the momentum of Delirious. But with Daisy Hayes directing traffic on the outside and all these loyal followers, that could be very difficult to do.
Very true. Very true.
And Delirious comes out for the clothesline. Comeback time for the reigning Super Indy champion. Not much time left in that reign. He'll have to relinquish it, as is the yearly tradition in the Super Indy tournament. But check out the huge senton by the man from the Edge of Sanity. Could this be all? Hooking the leg by Delirious, shoulders down for 2.
At least we're assuming he's going to turn the belt over.
With Delirious, we never know what could happen.
It's been held up before. It could be held up again.
We saw last year, Jerry Lynn refused to accept it until he beat the prior champion. I like that. Who knows what could happen this year at Super Indy 8? Could Elijah Burke be in it? That could very well happen if he wins tonight.
Very true. Or it could just be Elijah Burke getting first dibs on the next winner.
High risk time here. Elijah Burke almost fell head first off that top turnbuckle. He may anyway, whether he has a choice or not. Burke and Rana, beautifully done. Burke travels over half of the distance across the ring, but he's crawling away from Delirious. That's a smart move. Great instincts by Elijah Burke.
Get him near a rope so he can't be pinned. Get him a chance to breathe. Uh-oh.
Running knee. Delirious connects in the corner. And that could be the setup. Check it out. The shadows over hell, nobody home. But it might be time. The pads are down. The bone of the knee is exposed. The Elijah Express. Right to that already weakened back of Delirious. Elijah Burke picks up a win with the Elijah Express.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and advancing to the Super Indy 8 Championship Tournament, the Elijah Burke!
And there you go, the silver-tongued pugilist, the man with the 98-1 boxing record, only needs to go 3-0 in one night because he's now in Super Indy 8.
No. Wait, he's in Super Indy 8?
That's what Chuck Roberts said.
Why don't I get these memos anymore? Did you take me off the mailing list?
I was never on the mailing list. But Elijah Burke, certainly not going to mail in a performance at Super Indy. He has a chance to affirm his spot on the IWC roster. And what about the debut for Elijah Burke, Farnsworth? Beat one of our best.
Hey, great job. He beat the Super Indy champ. He got a spot in the tournament. Looks like we'll get to see him again. Congratulations.
There you see him showing the 4 knuckles. Elijah proud of himself. But will he be able to go the distance? Will Elijah Burke capture the IWC Super Indy Championship?
As the following statement may sound, Justin Idol has apparently accepted Norm Connor's indecent proposal. Now what that means is sexual harassment will now not be competing in this 3-way dance for the IWC Tag Team Championship. And a lot of you might be mad at Justin. More importantly, maybe you think I'm mad at Justin. But I got news for you people. Justin, this was not his idea. It was mine. You see, 3 years ago, when I recruited Justin Idol to come to IWC to be a part of sexual harassment, Justin said, "Hey Eric, that's great, but my dream is to one day win the IWC Super Indy tournament. So this is me giving back to you for the 3 greatest years of my wrestling career in front of these fans." You see, I was an IWC World Heavyweight Champion. And now it's your turn to be the IWC Super Indy Champion.
I really appreciate what you said, what you've done, allowing me to go to Super Indy, accepting Norm's and decent proposal. But it's not so much about the Super Indy title right now. Norm admitted to paying the worst around off to take us out. He restarted the match with the Irish Airborne, who stole our titles. It's not so much about the Super Indy or the titles anymore. It's about revenge, Eric.
Revenge. Justin, don't worry.
I got an idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team attraction set for one fall, a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Tag Team Championships.
Jay Worthington and Farnsworth, it's already been an unpredictable night. It's been a chaotic night. And we just found out the details behind Justin Idol's indecent proposal. And Eric Ecstasy seems sympathetic. You really can't blame Justin Idol for wanting to take a big-time opportunity at the Super Indy title. Not only would it help Justin Idol, it would help sexual harassment as a whole, really.
Give me 1 sec.
Introducing to you first the challengers at a total combined weight of 422 pounds. The team of TJ Maxwell, Bruce Cannon, they are now best around.
Well, that is TJ Cannon and Bruce Maxwell the best around, but Chuck gave it a good go. But
What did Chuck say?
well, he kind of flip-flopped it. But be that as it may, just to bring everybody up to speed real quick, we'll get back to your point, Farnsworth. Norm Connors, in addition to Shiima and Jimmy DeMarco, apparently also feels Eric Ecstasy is not worthy.
I apologize. They got tongue-tied. TJ Cannon and Bruce Maxwell.
Now Chuck's caught up. However, Norm decreed Eric Ecstasy seems to not be worthy of a tag team championship opportunity, or maybe it's the sexual harassment team as a whole. Norm wants to break up sexual harassment and put Justin Idol in singles competition and downplay Ecstasy. I guess because of this holier-than-thou image of the company he wants. But be that as it may, Norm's attempts may not have worked. Harassment are out of this title rematch, but Eric and Justin still seem as tight as ever.
Combined weight of 432 pounds. The team of Dave and Jay Christ, the Irish Airborne, and they are the IWC Tag Team Champions.
Is it cold in here?
I'm not sure why Dave Christ is dressed like an Eskimo, but apparently that, folks, is the image Norm Connors wants to prevail his champions by, as opposed to Eric Ecstasy and Justin Idol, who the fans actually, like.
Well, all I'm going to say is when Eric Ecstasy says, I have an idea, you should worry. I don't want to know what kind of revenge plan he has cooking up. I just hope I'm not here when it happens, and I don't have to pay the dry cleaning bill.
Well, keep in mind this all started when Irish Airborne were the victims of a legitimate bad referee call. They were pinned in a tag team matchup, a big-time tag team matchup, as Irish Airborne have some less than stellar remarks for these fans, but Irish Airborne were legitimately victimized of a bad call.
Very true.
And Norm Connors, to his credit, rectified that call. He fixed it. But when sexual harassment were victims of a similar bad call, thanks to Irish Airborne, Norm turned a blind eye, and that's not right.
Very true, but when has Norm ever been right? I mean, he does it how he feels he needs to do.
Shiima Xion, Jimmy DeMarco, sexual harassment. I'm talking about the lifeblood of this organization, not Irish Airborne, who are the best tag team in Ohio, but have only been here a handful of times.
Now who do we...
That's picture perfect Bruce Maxwell in the ring with Jake Christ of Irish Airborne. And also keep in mind, we found out Norm Connors paid, much like he paid Larry Sweeney a little bonus earlier, he paid the best around to involve themselves in the sexual harassment title match several months back, and I believe our promotional consideration weekend. So this has been brewing for a long time.
So now, do we have two teams that are buddy-buddy with Norm fighting each other?
That seems to be the case, and we're going to see a great matchup. All four of these guys are fantastic athletes. They wouldn't be here if they weren't, but there's something to be desired without the most decorated tag team dynasty in Pittsburgh history, and that's sexual harassment.
Very true.
Maxwell in control of Jake Christ early on. Both these teams can go to the air. They're both risk takers. They're daredevils. Irish Airborne have had several stints with Ring of Honor. And certainly we congratulate our good friends at Ring of Honor, Kerry Silken and all the rest on their recent television dealings. But right now, Irish Airborne, their minds have to be focused on IWC. That's the here and the now. And that's the most important thing in their careers right now, are those tag team championships.
And as long as we're plugging stuff besides IWC, bring up CountingTheLights.com. All your opinions that you need to know about wrestling.
Jake Christ, or rather I believe that's Dave Christ now. Exchange was made, but Bruce Maxwell in control. Slow tempo to start. I anticipate that to change as time goes on. But you bring up a great point, Farnsworth. Eric actually said he'd have a plan. Now, is this plan going to be executed tonight? What's it going to be?
To be honest, I don't want to find out. I hope it's not tonight, because then there's a chance I might.
You going to go into hiding?
If need be.
Well, there's a lot of major things in the plate of sexual harassment. They deserve a tag team title rematch, much like Shiima deserved a heavyweight title rematch. They deserve to see Justin Idol enter Super Indy 8. It seems like Idol's going to get that opportunity, but what's going to be the future of this tag team? Eric was very selfless in letting Idol go ahead and take that spot. Eric is a former heavyweight champion in IWC. He knows what it's like to hold major singles gold. I know he'd love to see his best friend Justin get there. But again, you got to think about the here and the now. Eric is not wrestling tonight. Justin not wrestling tonight. They should. If I'm a fan, I'm upset. If I'm sexual harassment, I'm upset.
Well, let's look at it this way. Would you want your rematch clause to be invoked on a three-way title match?
No, but that was their decision. Well, and Norm refused it. He tried to do this ultimatum.
It might have. Maybe they thought better of it. Maybe it was a cunning stroke of genius.
I don't know about you talk about Eric and Justin. When have they ever denied a chance to enter a 4, a 5, a 6-way tag team match in IWC? However much it's been, Eric and Justin have always been at the center of that situation. They've always been ready to fight and prove themselves.
Hey, Eric loves to have as many guys there as possible.
All right, well, you sound like you speak from experience.
Why do you think I want to go hide? He said it was a Tupperware party. Well, I showed up with my checkbook.
The worst part is, with Eric not wrestling tonight, he didn't need you to help him into his singlet.
God.
Bruce Maxwell back in after the exchange from TJ Cannon.
Oh.
And Jake Christ not going to mess around with the best around.
And apparently the goodwill and friends of your friends apparently doesn't really cut it, as they are just jacking each other's jaws.
I don't think Norm Connors cares who wins this match as long as it's one of these two teams. But really, no narration necessary. You can hear the impact of these shots. And Airborne, even though they took a shortcut to the top, they are competitors, as are the best around. Neither team is going to hold back.
Whoa, can you blame them? I mean, the shortcut is what everyone ideally would like to take to the top. You show up, you get a title shot, boom.
I remember sexual harassment taking a shortcut.
Well, they didn't get it offered to them.
It took them a couple of years to get to the top, and they never wanted to take a cheap way out.
Well, I think that had they been offered well, here's your title shot, they gladly would have taken it. I don't think it was necessarily... My point is, you can't blame the Irish Airborne for having someone say, hey, here's another title shot, and them taking it.
I'll blame Irish Airborne, I'll blame Ray Rowe, I'll blame everybody that decides to drink the Connors Kool-Aid, so to speak. They got the overhead neck breaker by Jake Christ. Whether they follow through with a elevated senton, this could be all here, no. And Dave Christ is just a bit upset. He's in a bit of a tiff.
Apparently that hurt.
I would think. And again, there's no boss here to look after either of these teams. They have to get it done themselves. Bruce Maxwell tags back out TJ Cannon.
Well, now you say you have no problem in blaming the Irish Airborne for drinking the Connors Kool-Aid and accepting the title shot. Do you feel the same way about sexual harassment? Justin Idol accepting that, even with his partner's blessing. That is getting into bed with the devil.
There's nothing crooked about Justin Idol's opportunity. Nobody got screwed. Nobody got shafted.
His partner.
Eric's fine with it.
He's fine with it, but does that still make it okay?
Well, not entirely, but he's fully supports.
I mean, you're talking about these people who are getting into bed with Norm Connors.
5 minutes gone by in this match. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chuck. But Justin Idol needs to be very careful. He's accepting an offer from someone who we've seen has no problem going back on his word, has no problem bending the rules as he needs them.
Well, Justin Idol was backed into a corner. There's no way to win there. You either pass up a tag title shot, pass up a Super Indy title shot. There's no way Justin Idol could have picked a definitive right answer. You got a feel for him there, but he's going to make the most of it. And right now, so Chris going to make the most of this double team offense here. Maxwell gets taken off the apron just about. Elevated drop kick to TJ Cannon. And Cannon's not a big man. He takes a lot of punishment. Jake Chris going to spring in with the elbow. Could be all. Bruce Maxwell makes the save. And I'd love to see either one of these teams as tag team champions, provided they do it on their own, which they're going to have to tonight. The Airborne certainly did not do it on their own a month ago. Norm Connors was manipulating the officials of this company into making whatever decisions he saw fit.
And it looked like Jake tried to elevate his pinning status there and got caught. That is Jake, right?
That is Jake Christ in the ring right now, taunting our fans as he punishes the immaculate TJ Cannon. Tag us into Dave, who great flexibility, just slips in a few kicks to the back of the head before he even legally enters the ring.
And now having something to say with Bobby.
Yeah, you're right so far. Bobby something.
Bobby Martindale.
Bobby Williams, the official.
Damn it!
You'd think with a haircut like that, you'd remember him for Pete's sake. And check this out, more illegal double teaming on the outside by illegal Jake Christ as the official is manipulated. Irish Airborne certainly not above doing anything of the sort. And, well, hello.
And a little hello to Picture Perfect there.
Exactly. And Bruce Maxwell certainly only further agitated by what he's seeing from Irish Airborne. But check out the guts of TJ Cannon battling out of enemy territory. The Irish Airborne corner. And Cannon went for an elbow, just got caught. Dave Christ overpowered him, driven him down now with a chancery. The legal tag, the toe of the boot to the hand, it is legal. And they have a 5 count, get in and out. And notice Dave did not release the chancery until brother Jake was ready to take over.
Smart wrestling. Can you blame him?
Not in the least.
He has a 5 count. Make sure he has it cinched in nice and tight before you get out of there.
Cannon back to his feet. The one advantage of the best around here is that, well, now Chris changes. Chris shifted around to where Chris's body was in between both members of the best around. And that was a cardinal mistake by Chris. Sends Cannon into the ropes, the blind tag was made. Jake Chris doesn't realize it, and Bruce Maxwell gets shot at him with a shoulder tackle. That's a rare mistake by Irish Airborne.
Maxwell took his time there in revealing the subterfuge.
Takedown into a jump up into the senton. Best around matching Irish Airborne move for move here. This could be all too endo.
And for all you idiots at home, subterfuge means he was being sneaky.
Body scissors with a chin lock by Cannon. This is going to do a lot to restrict the breathing of Jake Christ. And if you're sucking wind out there, if you can't get your breath, the lights are going to go out a lot quicker.
Amen. And, you know, we've seen the Irish Airborne work a lot of aerial maneuvers. Keeping him on the mat's a smart move.
Keep in mind, TJ Cannon, when he looks to break it out, he's been known to use a maneuver I don't think anybody else in pro wrestling can do, a shooting star double stomp. When you add a double stomp from 6 or 8 feet in the air and add the torque he gets on the twist. Oh, check that out. That's a great sign of ring presence. Maxwell.
Look out,
Look out. The tope through the rope for suicide dive by the smaller cannon takes out Jake Christ. And now the best around have a chance to use a little bit of a double team here while the official was tied up with Dave Christ.
And I don't like where this is heading.
Dave Christ taking a chance! A corkscrew in the air! And Chris landed violently on our guardrail and on both members of the best around.
He bounced off of both of them and hit the steel of the guardrail, and he is not quick to get up.
That is high risk, but is it high reward?
He might have a couple bruised
10 minutes
ribs.
gone by in this match. 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chuck. He might have a couple of bruised ribs, possibly a separated rib even off of that. It looked like he hit kind of hard.
Well, Jake Christ is back in first, not surprisingly. Dave is in a lot of pain right now. TJ Cannon, and they try to steal it again. The referee caught on. That's the same way Airborne's been stealing matches the past couple of months. But Bobby Williams not going to let that happen this time. Physicality on the outside. In the ring, TJ Cannon gets a roll-up. He tried to play the Airborne book, pull the tights. Neither team is above either of these tactics. There's a roll-up with some tights, and Jake Christ got it. Airborne retained.
Good job by Jake Christ.
Here are your winners and still IWC Tag Team Champions, the Irish Airborne.
It was can you top this as far as the cheating tactics go. But Norm Connors got to be proud sitting at home right now. Irish Airborne, his hand-chosen tag team champion, retaining the belts here this evening. But give credit to the best around for an incredible effort here tonight.
They did it through talent and opportunity. And congratulations to them. They pulled one off. They didn't get caught.
Well, two teams with similar business practices. Do they have respect for one another? That's the question.
Yeah, we usually pull the tights. You pull the tights, our finisher. Yeah.
And I think there's a little bit of jealousy over the tight pulling. That's copyright infringement.
Yeah, it might be gimmick infringement even. Oh, look, they're all friends. It's cool.
Well, hey, they're all in the pocket of the same crooked promoter, so why not?
Uh-oh.
Hey, it's playing time.
Speaking of pulling on tights.
Sexual harassment has hit the ring.
Like a house of flames.
Something to that effect. Airborne's gone, best around gone. At least out of the ring.
And it is 4-on-2 technically, but no one seems quick to enter the ring against them.
Well, oh, wait a second, from behind. And now Airborne and best around are working together. Give me a break. It's a 4-on-2 beatdown.
Oh, a belly claw.
Oh, come on now.
That's where my head's at.
Wait a second.
And that's the music of the Gambino brothers. They're not even on the card tonight.
And they're not pressed to compete. What? Vicky Gambino's with them, and we know that they hate sexual harassment too. It's about to be 6-on-2. This is wrong.
It's a numbers game with the Gambinos.
Oh. Time for another whacking.
It's a, this is gonna be, oh, wait.
What?
And the Gambinos rescuing sexual harassment?
Did you really just say that? The Gambinos have never really been much for the law, and those two teams are in the pocket of the law of this company.
There haven't been many times where all of you have liked and respected the stuff that we've done. And I'll be honest, we might not see eye to eye, but I have to respect the fact, and Marshall has to respect the fact, that everything you've gotten, you've earned.
true statement.
And Marshall Gambino and Vicky Gambino and Mickey Gambino are sick and tired of seeing the garbage that's been going on in the IWC, and tonight it ends.
What do the Gambinos mean by that?
And they shake hands.
More problems for Norm Connors and his hand-chosen champions, his chosen ones. I think Norm Connors, Jayworth, may have just been added to a hit list.
Oh my.
Super Indy qualifying match. This is the 1-20-minute time limit. Introducing to you first, hailing from Metropolis, weighing at 230 pounds, Chris Hero.
A new look Chris Hero for the first time in IWC. Haven't seen him in the Court Time Sports Center in well over a year, but returns as a last-minute substitution for Dennis Gregory, most decorated IWC champion of all time, 5-time title holder, who unexpectedly quit the company when faced with a unique set of stipulations.
And really, can you blame him? Did you read the stipulations?
If Gregory had lost a match with John McChesney tonight, Gregory would have been forced to dress publicly as a bum. Which again is just some of that karma.
And if he won, he would have got to throw pies at these idiots.
Okay.
I would have left too.
His opponent is the former 4-time IWC Super Indy champion, weighing at 215 pounds. He's fabulous, John McChesney.
Well, ever since breaking away from Dennis Gregory and the once war machine, McChesney's been on a mission to prove he's his own man again. He's back to the real John McChesney. Keep in mind, Farnsworth, the elevation of John McChesney. Back in 2005, defeating men like Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, Shannon Moore. One man he defeated back then was Chris Hero. And John McChesney is truly back to his old self. He'll beat Chris Hero here tonight and qualify for Super Indy 8.
Well, I just want to point out, he was wearing that ball cap, eyes shaded it down, kind of curved around. But that was very similar to the way Dennis Gregory used to always come with his cap on. Possibly a little message to Dennis Gregory if he's still paying attention.
I think so. You gotta believe, Farnsworth, the reason Dennis Gregory quit this company is because his ego knows and he knows that the only man in this company that may have a legitimate shot of beating Dennis Gregory is John McChesney.
I don't know about that. You could just as easily believe that that the reason Dennis Gregory left is because he's a champion, and you don't treat champions like idiot animals with all these stupid stipulations.
He's not a champion. He doesn't have any title.
How many times has he won the IWC title?
5 times, and that's a record.
A record. He is championship material.
He's championship material, absolutely.
He deserves to be treated better than that stupid stipulation.
Well, John McChesney deserved to be treated better than getting hit in the forehead with a roll of quarters and knocked unconscious when they were supposed to have a match. Gregory's been finding any way possible to avoid a straight-up match with McChesney. He avoided a stipulation match with McChesney. And John McChesney has a point as well, record-time Super Indy champion. Looking to get this Super Indy 8 with Justin Idol, with Christopher Daniels, with Larry Sweeney, with Elijah Burke, with anybody else that's going to be involved. It's going to be the most star-studded field with Michael Facade, the most star-studded field of 8 in history. And it's the most prestigious tournament in independent wrestling today. But John McChesney has to beat Chris Hero, which is never an easy task, no matter where you are, who you are, or what night of the week it is to get there.
And it's worth pointing out, this is not the same Chris Hero that we have seen a year ago. In the past year, Chris Hero has sort of pushed all of his technical knowledge to the side and has been concentrating a lot on strikes and a lot on almost I wouldn't say necessarily a brawling skill set, but definitely a strike heavy skill set, and it's a whole new Chris Hero. Now, don't get me wrong, he has no problem going right back to the millions of holds that he knows. But as he is now known as that young knockout kid, Chris Hero. And I don't know that John McChesney is ready to face the new Chris Hero. He's probably been prepping for the Chris Hero we've all seen before.
That's right, Chris Hero last seen in IWC in the year 2007. Hero, long, rich history in this organization, actually competed in the first ever Super Indy tournament in 2002 against none other than CM Punk. As you see, Hero outpowered John McChesney just a moment ago. A bit of a new look for both these athletes right now. McChesney sporting some new tights as well. Will it be a good luck charm? Will it help springboard him to Super Indy? We will find out momentarily. But check out the strength of John McChesney, and that's a part of his repertoire you wouldn't expect to see against Chris Hero.
Very true. Hero had just tossed McChesney a few moments ago, showing him, look, I can toss you about like I want to, like I need to, at my will. And John McChesney just answered him. And Chris Hero is no small individual. What would you put him at? 6'2", 6'3"?
I would say so, 6'3" or 4.
Deceptively tall.
Shoulder tackles. And that tallness, oh, check out that arm drag. Almost Steamboat-esque by John McChesney. But that tallness of Hero gives him the instant leverage whenever he tries to strike or mat wrestle.
Very true, very true. And really, there is no safe way to attack Chris Hero. If you try and out-wrestle him, he's going to counter you. If you try and strike with him, he's got strikes. He is probably the most well-rounded wrestler competing in the world today.
Hero just muscled up McChesney with one arm to slam him. McChesney still had that other arm trapped, much like he does once again with another great deep arm drag. So, Mr. Farnsworth, with the absence of Dennis Gregory, is it safe to say that John McChesney has won that rivalry?
Yeah, by default.
Not the way McChesney wanted it, but certainly gonna give him
5 minutes has elapsed in this bout. 5 minutes.
a mental advantage, if nothing else, knowing that the most successful champion you've ever had is running scared. He'd rather lose his job than wrestle John McChesney.
Well, I don't know that. I don't think he has a problem wrestling John McChesney. I just don't think he wants to have to go through the rigmarole of throwing pies at fans or dressing like a bum.
Well, if he doesn't see McChesney as a threat, why would he have to worry about dressing like a bum? Watch Hero slid through, but McChesney half a step ahead, and the fabulous one with a suicide dive. But Hero caught him. There you got that upper body strength, that size.
He caught him and then just set him down and then just laid into him with a good strike.
McChesney's got to fly to make up for the lack of size, but he didn't fly quite enough in that exchange.
I think it's also worth pointing out Chris Hero's rocking one heck of a mustache.
Indeed he is.
I mean, that's Selleck-esque, I would go so far as to say. Oh.
McChesney dropped face first where wood meets metal underneath the edge of that ring apron. Hero's such a ring general, even on the outside of it. And again, keep in mind, Farnsworth, Super Indy qualifier. Haven't seen Hero around much lately. If he gets into Super Indy 8, wins that championship, we'll be seeing a lot more of it.
Very true.
And McChesney wants to make history yet again as Super Indy champion, which is very possible.
Well, but for him to do it, I mean, right now what he needs to be thinking about is the fact that he's in the ring with Chris Hero. Oh,
huge senton.
He was easily 5 feet in the air.
Coupled with the size of that body, that'd be enough to pin just about anybody, but John McChesney is able to survive.
And he landed that just flat onto him. There was nothing but exchange of energy right there.
McChesney trying to slip away from Hero, create some distance. Hero just measures John McChesney. Just measures him with a straight boot. And this could be all but poor ring positioning. A rare Hero mistake gives Fabulous new life. And a corkscrew elbow to follow through. Again, talking about Super Indy, a couple months away. Super Indy 8, hottest DVD of the year for IWC. We're going to see Larry Sweeney. We're going to see Michael Facade. We're going to see so many others. We're going to see one of these men join that group. Snapmare takeover by Chris Hero. With his own hand.
Yeah. A variation on the cravat that he is famous for.
McChesney gonna fire back. Oh, a Hero a step ahead. McChesney never saw it coming. That momentum, that inertia worked against him. Near fall situation.
And let's add lightning-like reflexes to the list of weaponry that Chris Hero brings to the ring.
McChesney's head snapped like he was in a full-on car collision.
Well, he was running. He had no idea that Chris Hero took off in the other direction, and it was object in motion meeting object in motion.
And that's the idea of the pinpoint precision Hero has to hit a moving target. And Hero has effectively rounded John McChesney. That's what he needed to do. Chris Hero looking to reassert himself in the IWC Championship picture in just one night. And now we're seeing the strikes that Chris Hero's been making himself so famous for over the past several months elsewhere. Keep in mind Hero's tours of Europe, England, Germany, all over the place. One of the most well-traveled athletes anywhere.
As long as we're talking strikes. We know that John McChesney has learned strikes the hard way from low key.
And he's met low key move for move, shot for shot. Oh! And Hero's finding out why. The genesis of John McChesney's career resurgence was against low key both in 2005 and in part about a year plus ago here in IWC.
Oh! And it looks like Chris Hero keeps trying to wind up for that rolling elbow, but he just can't connect. McChesney too quick, he keeps cutting him off.
High elevation on the back body drop by John McChesney. Follows through, but Hero puts the brakes on and reverses. And we're seeing vintage John McChesney right now. The arsenal that brought him to so many championship reigns. And gonna fly high. Beautiful elevation with the missile dropkick. This could be all 2.5.
10 minutes gone by in this match. 10 minutes.
Hero is able to escape, but just barely. John McChesney realizing his potential, perhaps realizing his destiny without any distractions for the first time in many, many months. TKO attempt by McChesney counter.
But Hero just has the size advantage. He can keep slipping himself down off of it.
Right hands.
Oh. Just
Great.
right to the side of the head. Oh.
Great elbow. But McChesney recovers. Perhaps instinctively. Another drop kick to the face. And that takes a hell of a lot of weight to hit Chris Hero in the face. TKO. Hook in the leg. The cover at 2.5.
The problem with being as big as Chris Hero is when you're coming down, it's all that weight coming down with you.
McChesney maybe looking for the end. Could be electric chair driver time. Has Hero perched? Can he hold the body of Hero? He cannot right now. Hero fights free.
Oh!
Huge,
a good strike.
Huge charge in the corner. All of Hero's body weight came into contact with McChesney, but McChesney turned things around on the other side of the ring. Hangs up Hero once more. Doesn't go for the electric chair. Now goes even higher. Hurricane Rana coming up. Hero puts the brakes on. Death grip on the top rope.
Oh.
Hero psyched up. Overhead neckbreaker. Variation of the Hero's welcome. Is that it? No!
John McChesney, how did he kick out of that? You saw the impact that he snapped down and hit with. And the elbow pad's off, Joe.
And that just means more damage done.
Oh! Good night!
John McChesney may be out. A knockout shot, but it wasn't enough. The perseverance and drive that we've seen on John McChesney for so many years continues to slowly find its way back into McChesney's body and his very being. Powerbomb attempt. McChesney is still fighting. A counter. Backslide. He's underneath Hero for this, but it wasn't enough. Hero with a backslide. McChesney rolls through. Oklahoma roll. Traps the leg. John McChesney did it.
John McChesney pulled one out of nowhere.
And advancing to the Super Indy Tournament, fabulous John McChesney!
John McChesney proves that the spell of the War Machine is officially gone. John McChesney is his own man. John McChesney is in Super Indy 8, and John McChesney could reclaim the greatness he once held before the manipulation of the now parted Dennis Gregory.
Well, John McChesney may need some dental work after taking all of those shots square to the jaw. And Chris Hero has to be in shock that John McChesney pulled that out.
But you gotta believe in McChesney's mind it was worth it. He validates his claim that perhaps he may have been better than Dennis Gregory all along. Perhaps he was the man that would finally shut up Dennis Gregory for good. But how does Chris Hero feel? Hero knows he was beaten by the better man here tonight. There's no controversy here.
One of the best wrestlers in the world, man. If you could beat me, with you. Maybe you can win Super Indy again, huh?
Well, Chris Hero's a believer now.
Super Indy 80s, come on! I'll bring it back. IWC in my house. One more time.
Chris Hero believes in John McChesney, and perhaps most importantly now, John McChesney believes in John McChesney. Will McChesney break his own record-setting Super Indy dynasty and come out on top in the 8th annual extravaganza this spring? Gotten him under his employ, and a hand-picking his opponents.
Look at those tights!
And I give credit to Chest Flexor. He's a game athlete. He's a gutsy kid.
He's gay?
Game.
Oh. Well, that's different.
But against the emotionless assassin, the baddest man in IWC, what the hell is he gonna do? He's gonna get killed. All for Norm Connor's amusement.
Or maybe he wins the title.
No, he's not gonna win the title. It's all funny. It's funny to Norm that Ray Rowe doesn't have to earn his championship. Shiima's got to earn his title shots. Sexual harassment aren't even allowed to get their title shots. But Ray Rowe can do whatever the hell he wants.
Let's say Chest Flexor walks out with the belt. You don't think he will have earned it?
I think you're absolutely true, but I think the chances of that are slim and none. I think Slim left town because he's scared of Ray Rowe.
Slim has to be the one on the right. Team Rowe making their way down the ramp.
And I think Flexor, it's also worth pointing out, it seems he's completely alienated himself from both sides of the Gambino family. He didn't help Jimmy DeMarco out, and the Gambinos seem to want nothing to do with him. So Flexor, Ferrari's not even out here with
I was going to say, I don't even see Ferrari.
So what hope does he have? Honestly, he survived with strength in numbers, and he doesn't even have that. In fact, for the first time in his career, he's outnumbered by a big way.
He's standing on his own. He's his own man. And heck, if he gets a shot at the title, you take it.
I admire that, but this is not the man to stand up again.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special announcement from Norm Connors. Due to this prestigious championship match and all future championship matches, we will be giving introductions as the participants are in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It is set for one fall, a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the IWC Championship.
It's going to be uncomfortable.
Introducing to you first in the ring and to my right, he is the #1 contender
come
for
on.
the IWC Championship. From Beachport, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 115 pounds, family member Chest Flexor.
You know, it's funny now, and Chest Flexor deserves every bit of respect he's getting for agreeing to this match and going forward with it rather than quitting like some other people. This is going to be bad.
Is the newly crowned IWC champion. He hails from Cleveland, Ohio. Weighs in at 236 pounds. Is escorted to the ring by Shane Taylor. Here is Rowe.
Let's not write the kid off
Your
yet.
official is senior official Bobby Williams. Down to ringside, Joe Dombrowski and Shane Worthington Farnsworth.
You better get that right, Sunshine.
A little old school by Chuck Roberts here tonight, but I don't think Chest Flexor's going to remember it by the end of the night. And again, I love Chest Flexor. He's doing a hell of a job out here, agreeing to this match, not quitting like Dennis Gregory did, but what are the odds, really?
Yeah, but how often do you get a heavyweight title shot? You fail 100% of the ones you don't try, Joe.
Well, Chest Flexor doesn't even know what to do right now. Come on. Flexor's had about 3 or 4 matches. I don't think any one of them have lasted longer than a minute and a half.
Maybe it's a mind game. Maybe he is playing a mind game against the emotionless killer, right? Look at this. He was almost ready to lock up. He almost locked up with Bobby Martindale there too.
As ready as he's ever going to be. Really.
Hey, we've seen him train. Well, I saw him painted blue.
Hey, well,
Jimmy DeMarco has it. Maybe he was helping him out.
Chest Flexor is a great athlete, all right? He is a trained wrestler. Let's not deny that.
He's got the lockup. He's got a side headlock.
Flexor's head could burst right now. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so maybe he's not going to win it.
Okay, thank you. Flexor is very tough. He hung with the Gambinos for so many years. That's proof positive. This is a trained killer. He's an assassin.
And he is clamping down on that side headlock.
And he's an assassin with the full support of his boss, so no matter what he does, he's not going to get in trouble.
And even if that goes south, he's got 400 pounds of muscle just standing there.
Yeah, the notorious Shane Taylor, who's at least 375, and that may be conservative.
And I'm saying he's held on to this headlock for a good minute or two. This is
Flexor trying to have enough strength to push Rowe off. Not going to happen.
This is shades of a Lawler Kaufman. We know how good Andy Kaufman had that headlock.
Yes, but that didn't really last. It really pay off for him, did it?
No, maybe it won't pay off for Rowe. Maybe.
Well, Rowe now has Flexor down off his vertical base. How is Flexor going to get up from this? How is he going to get up? Rowe could just sit on him for 60 minutes and go the time limit if he wanted to.
True, but
he won't. He's a lot more diabolical than that, but there's no contest here.
He might have picked, and I think Bobby might have picked up a tooth off the ring there. That might have popped out of Chest's head. He's getting a squeeze, the vice put on him.
Well, I hope Norm is proud. This is our main event. Our fans paid the good hard-earned money to see this as a main event. Another great business practice by our boss.
I don't want to cut you off, but it looks like he's fading.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he hasn't faded yet.
Could this be the first title win by side headlock in IWC?
It could. Good night. It's done. What?
Oh no!
Wait a second.
It takes more than that to beat chest flexor. More than a side headlock, Funky Joey D.
That's how low we're setting the bar? More than a side headlock?
You weren't expecting that much.
I wasn't, I admit it. But Flexor's tough, and I will never shortchange
He's out! He's out! A roll up! He
What?
wins! What? Oh my God!
I think that just woke up Ray Rowe and made him mad.
Ties off!
Oh, Lord.
The shirt is almost ripped open.
Oh, God. Give me a break. Chest, I give you all the credit in the world, buddy, but please, take a count out. Oh, God. This is not what IWC is about. This is not an evenly matched contest. This should be Shiima Xion in the ring with Ray Rowe. We get a guy that's had a handful of matches. This is real classy. And okay, he's going back to the side headlock.
You could consider that mercy.
How do we call this, Farnsworth? This isn't really competing. This is a guy trying to survive. It's not competing.
Shouldn't there be a count here?
Yes, there should, but the referee is no doubt intimidated. Official counting now, but Rowe just sends Flexor back down.
And we have a tap out from a side headlock.
He tapped out.
He refused to pass out.
And I'm not surprised. A side headlock from Ray Rowe hurts.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still IWC champion, Ray Rowe.
But let's be fair. After the showing from chest flexor, we have to believe we'll see these two locking up again.
Oh, shut up. He fought back. He didn't get seriously hurt. But Ray Rowe, that vice-like headlock, that's much worse than a normal side headlock. Ray Rowe has so much upper body strength. He's got MMA training. At Flexor, I think the lights were fading. He had no choice to tap out. And no remorse from Ray Rowe. He's just happy being the champion. Didn't earn it tonight. He's happy. Look out! Hey, come on. That's not right. The kid was practically defenseless to begin with. And now we have this. Ray Rowe now over top of chest flexor like a vulture.
He's a big damn cat, and chest flexor's one confused mouse.
Let's stop this here. You got the power, Ray Rowe. You got the boss. You got the gold. You have everything you need. You don't need to endanger this man's livelihood. Now what?
Well, that's the music of the Hollywood Bulbs.
Well, after that hellacious street fight a month ago, we know that Jimmy DeMarco, the perpetual pervert of Pittsburgh, has a major announcement. And it looks like we're finally going to get it. I forgot all about this. DeMarco has hot news.
And Ray Rowe looks really anxious to hear it.
And check out the diabolical eyes of Jimmy DeMarco. The Emperor of Unethical has something set for these fans.
The Pope of Grope wants to address the crowd.
But the question is why? Look at what's in the ring. You have over 700 pounds of bad attitude. What does Jimmy DeMarco have to gain?
We are talking about a man who holds several victories over Ray Rowe. He had a t-shirt made.
You think Rowe hasn't forgotten about that? You think he doesn't remember? Jimmy DeMarco is the most psychotic individual, mentally, emotionally, sexually, not right. So this announcement could be anything, and in fact, if this DVD ends now, it's probably because we cannot broadcast that and distribute it legally.
I just saw him
Music Roberts.
I I'm scared.
Now,
That was very Ultimate Warrior.
don't cheer my name yet. I have to say something to the IWC World Heavyweight Champion. You call that a title match? The last main event at this show had tables. It had a ladder. And I'm a pretty short guy, and the ladder was a little bit larger than I was. And it had some chairs. But one thing it didn't have was a little bitch-ass challenger like that. Now, wait. I am a chest Flexor fan, and I think it came down with the flu, because before the show, he was out in the parking lot bench pressing a Volkswagen. So I think Shane Taylor, this hot little chocolate milk here, might have poisoned his drink or something. Because I know Flexor was big into the protein shakes that pump dudes up, you know? So wait a minute. Oh. You think... Calm down, man. There ain't no bananas in these chunks except for one. That's just one. Yeah, baby! You know what's up.
I'll just be over here.
None of that tonight. Yeah, I want to talk to the champion. So all I gotta say is this. Are you happy with that? Are you happy? Do you think that's your title defense? Are you done for the evening?
Contract said, defend your IWC title. I defended my IWC title. That's what I got paid for. That's what I'm doing. Now I'm going back to Cleveland.
Well, Rowe, I've known you for about 3.5 years now, and never in the 3.5 years that I've known you would I had to call you a coward, a chicken, and something that rhymes with tushy.
That hit close to home for Ray Rowe. That hit a nerve.
He's saying Ray Rowe's kind of pushy.
Hey. Let me refresh your memory. How many of you guys here buy IWC DVDs? How many of you read June Show Summer Sizzler 2008? Well, do you remember when Dennis Gregory took control of IWC? He made him an assistant. And I forget who the assistant was. I just remember that he was really, really hot. And he had like gigantic muscles. And oh my God, it was me. So since Norm isn't here and Dennis isn't here, that leaves me in charge, Ray.
Oh, can he do that?
Hold on. Hey, no, I'm promoter extraordinaire, Juicy James DeMarco. I book supercards, bitches. And tonight, I'm not going to abuse my power. I am going to book an IWC title match like what you've never seen. It's going to be Raymond Rowe from Cleveland, Ohio, in one corner against the hot Filipino stud Shiima. Hit his music, no DQ. Oh my God!
And the fight is on. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if he can do it. But Jimmy DeMarco has booked a title match, and it's underway. Jimmy DeMarco's my boss. What happened to my life?
Oh my God. And he still has a
And
microphone.
Shiima with a somersault senton. Shiima Xion is on his way. He has the championship matchup in which he deserved, in which he was screwed and shafted out of. On what we had thought an hour ago was his last night as an IWC employee, Shiima now has a second chance to become champion.
Shiima said he wanted some revenge. Well, he's getting him some, ain't he?
Thanks to Lieutenant Commissioner DeMarco.
And it's no DQ, so beat on him with anything you can find, because Lord knows you're going to need it.
Unbelievable. I need to check Jimmy DeMarco's contract. I don't think he's allowed to do this.
It's the power of the tie. I don't think he's allowed to do what he's doing right now.
I don't think he is either.
Why is he reaching down his pants? What's going on here?
Well, the important thing is this match between Ray Rowe and Shiima Xion. It's going all over this building. DHvideos.com doing what they can to get in on the action, but we got a sea of people and a chaotic title match we weren't even prepared for. We thought this show was over. Jimmy DeMarco leading the chance for Shiima Xion, and it's great to see the individuals that were persecuted against rise up as one, such as Shiima and DeMarco, and take charge of this company in the absence of the crooked promoter that screwed them all. Oh no. Double stomp on the steel. And there's nowhere for Ray Rowe to go. Solid steel bleachers. Basketball. Second time around, Shiima connects. But that did not pay off. Too much time to showboat, and keep in mind, Ray Rowe just got through a joke of a title match, but he is still the most dangerous man in this company.
And Ray Rowe, no, what's he planning now?
And getting a shot at Ray Rowe is still a far, far cry from beating him.
And I can't tell what's happening.
Well, I believe that was a Ray Rowe chop to the chest, and now Rowe's got Shiima's head on a steel chair. Just rammed Shiima face first.
One has to wonder if it was a good idea to make it no DQ if he was trying to help Shiima out.
Wait a second. No. Oh, that chair just got driven right into the jaw of Shiima Xion.
That model face of Shiima's.
And that was a couple inches away from the throat, and that could have been fatal. Another hard forearm shot as Shiima Xion
making his way back to ringside, I guess?
I think figuring out what you did, Farnsworth, and that's no DQ, is not exactly in his favor on the outside of the thing, especially with Shane Taylor roaming around here. But Shiima's got to fight, because with Norm Connors drunk with power like he is, this could be his one and only opportunity.
And they are back in the ring.
Huge slam. And Rowe taking this obviously much more serious than he did Test Flexor, who is still unconscious at ringside. But Rowe, at this point, he looks to be playing with Shiima Xion. As we see the Lieutenant Commissioner DeMarco looking on. Oh, Rowe gonna send Shiima back to the outside. And it seems like Shiima's probable last night in this company is not going to be pleasant. He's not going to have the send-off that he hoped to have earlier tonight.
Oh no, yeah, it looked like Rowe sent him off all right, through the ropes, down to the floor, and now Shane Taylor's rolled him back in.
And again, how does this matchup, should Shiima somehow win, how would it change the dynamic of Shiima's negotiations with other promotions? And it seems to be, I've heard rumors on some of those promotions, that it seems to be Shiima's striking up some kind of a deal. But how would that affect things?
Well, and how does it change the negotiation here?
That's true.
You don't want your title holder to leave.
Never.
No, sit down. Sit down. I'll touch your paper.
DeMarco is abusing power I'm pretty sure he doesn't even have. I think he's abusing a couple other things based on his behavior, but be that as it may, Shiima Xion is the one getting the most of the abuse right now at the hands of Ray Rowe, who now sits in the chin lock.
Shiima didn't want to end his run in IWC in a hospital, but at the rate this is going, he very well may.
Shiima may not be physically fit enough to compete here or anywhere else after Rowe is done. Keep in mind, out of everybody in the IWC roster, it seemed that Norm Connors had the biggest problem with Shiima. He went to the farthest lengths to screw Shiima out of Shiima's championship. I don't understand why. Shiima's a credit to any locker room, a credit to any promotion. But for some reason, Norm Connors has Rowe as his chosen one.
And Rowe just slammed Shiima back down to the mat. Just grabbed him by the head and threw him down. And we're seeing some motion out of chest flexor, so that's good.
Oh, which is more than we may be able to say for Shiima. But this got taken inside out with a clothesline. Finally helped for Flexor, but the real story here is Shiima Xion, cover 2-0. And if Shiima Xion doesn't come up on the victorious end here, it's got to be the end of not only his title aspirations, the end of his run here, it's going to be the end of an era at the end of this match, Farnsworth. Shiima's future is very much in question, in doubt. He has confirmed nothing to us. But now Ray is going for death row, but Shiima scouted it and countered. Shiima's beaten Rowe before, but never with Rowe in corporate favor. DDT. Desperation move, but does Shiima have anything left?
It's showing just how much Shiima wants to get some revenge on Rowe. He's not willing to just let it go, just sit down. He's taken a hell of a beating so far, but he's willing to take more just to get a couple more shots in at Rowe.
Referee Bobby Williams with the obligatory 10 count. As Rowe and Shiima both hit the vertical base at the same time. Rowe went to charge, but Shiima met him with a foot. A second time. Went well once too often, but Shiima fighting for his life. Second row, Hurricane Rana. The big man's down, but right back up and dazed.
He's in the corner. And Shiima peppering him with a couple blows here.
Rowe tries to reverse. Shiima puts the brakes on. Bristol pistol time. Rowe Shiima face first. Could Shiima win the IWC title on what we thought was his last night? No. And
Shiima thought he had it.
Once it's so bad, was so close. And what will happen in Reading, Pennsylvania? What will the reaction be from Norm Connors if he receives word that somehow Shiima Xion won this title tonight?
Oh, look at this.
Lost to dust, no counter. Chaos Theory blocked. Shiima fighting his heart out here in what may be his last stand, but what may be his greatest achievement. We don't know. Death row, countered, roll up, Shiima, no! A half a second from Gory. German. That's it, no! Another escape.
I can't believe Shiima popped out of that.
10 minutes.
Thank you, Chuck. I can't believe Shiima popped out of that. Rowe knows how to drop you with a suplex, and that was picture perfect.
Rowe is measuring Shiima Xion. Shiima doesn't see it. Maybe he does. The vaulting knee strike is countered. The enziguri. Shiima striking with everything he has. Digging deep into his soul. Lost to dust. Lost to dust. A hell of a lost to dust. And the emotion overcoming Shiima, much as it did when he captured the title last October. But it's not enough.
Shiima going up top.
Wait a second. Norm's henchman, Irish Airborne, the heavies. But sexual harassment's here. And we got another fight.
And here come the best around.
The best around are here to bail out Airborne. They're fighting for Norm's cause as well. The battle lines are drawn. The Gambino's around. And we got a hell of a war now.
And Vicky's here.
Shane Taylor's in the ring trying to help up Rowe. And we still have a heavyweight title match, for goodness sake. What the hell else could happen? The Norm Brigade is slowly being driven to the back, but it's no disqualification in the ring, and it's damn it 2-on-1.
Well, it is a no DQ match. You have to wonder, did Jimmy DeMarco know what he was doing when he said that?
I don't think he knows what he's doing a lot of the time. The chaos is all around us right now. No. The odds are insurmountable when you have 700 pounds. Shane Taylor and Ray Rowe, it's back to playtime now. The crowd chanting for Jimmy DeMarco. Well, what could he even do?
Well, Shiima needs some help in a 2-on-1.
Well,
Let alone a 2-on-1 against the two biggest men in IWC.
oh, nobody home. A miscommunication. Shiima, head of steam. Oh, God. If the first don't get you, the second one will.
And Jimmy's in the ring.
He's got brass knucks.
Oh!
A knockout shot with brass knucks. And Shane Taylor is neutralized. And Rowe saw it coming.
Someone throw me a chair, quickly!
That could be dangerous. DeMarco's got a chair. We've been down this road before to mixed results. Oh, nothing.
Oh.
Swing 2.
And Ray Rowe is just oh! Mommy Daddy button!
The ultimate equalizer. The C4 on the chair.
Candy coated cookie cutter!
And Shiima's made his way to the turnbuckle. Climb, Shiima. Climb for your life. Ray Rowe's down.
Shane Taylor's out on the floor! Frog splash!
The chance of a lifetime. Shiima did it. Shiima's rebelled. He's champion again.
Shiima Xion reclaimed the title that he had no reason to lose.
Ladies and gentlemen, your IWC champion,
DeMarco and Shiima show that power is in the eye of the beholder. DeMarco somehow, by hook or crook, sanctioned the title match. Shiima Xion captures the title, and Norm Connors is not here to do a damn thing about it.
I know you're watching, you chubby hoe, and all I gotta say is as long as I'm in IWC, you'll never control things. Go have fun having your baby, you fat douchebag. Cut it. Ray Rowe! Norm Connors! I know I said this was my last night in IWC for a long time. So all I want to say is, if you ever want to see your precious heavyweight title again, you're gonna have to go get it in Mexico.
What? What?
The secret's out.
You can see this title. You can see this title on television. AAA every Sunday, baby.
Shiima Xion is revealed.
He is signed with AAA.
He's left IWC. He signed with AAA, one of the biggest promotions ever south of the border. But Shiima Xion is holding the title hostage. Shiima's got the title hostage. What does this mean for Norm Connors and IWC? Shiima's got the championship, and he's going to Mexico.
Revenge is a dish best served with some salsa, apparently.
Shiima's got the belt, the ultimate one-upmanship on Norm Connors. Norm tried to ruin his career. Shiima Xion took the belt. The IWC title's going on vacation to Mexico.
like you've never seen in IWC. Imagine every single Super Indy rolled into one. The night Norm Connors lost his virginity, and I know that's a pretty scary night. And Cage Fury Uno hit our song because we're gonna celebrate. Norm, this one's for you. Hit it.